how to stay soft after people hurt you. And why? If you are someone who is very energetic, like, I mean you pick up energies. So you walk into a room and you can instantly feel the energy. If someone's mood's off, it puts your mood off. You'll overthink about it, and you can almost feel people's energies in a room. Like, you know if something's wrong. You're an empath, okay? When you're like that, you are actually a magnet for energy. It is very easily to be dysregulated. Regulate. Become conscious to your intuition, listening to your emotions, listening to your feelings. You will notice that actually a lot of the time how you're feeling is not you. It's that you've picked up other people's energies. You've ingested a situation that's not yours to carry, or you're carrying someone's baggage that's not yours to carry, or you've ingested someone's projection of you. You're now carrying that when it's not yours to carry. How the heck do you regulate? Ask yourself, what do I actually need? Like, if I was a child and I was asked, what do you need? What would I actually say? That give you a clue of where you need to regulate. I can't put into words how important regulation is when someone has triggered you or someone's hurt you or betrayed or anything. That it's so important to regulate not only your nervous system, but your mind. And actually, what do you need? A lot of the time we neglect what we need because we've sucked someone else's energy in. And that is only going to deplete you and your energy source. Your feelings and your energy is your most valuable resource, in my opinion. Becoming soft and being soft does not mean you don't have boundaries. The quickest way I can explain boundaries to someone who struggles with boundaries: are you speaking your actual truth? When you feel depleted, you can't take on. Do we actually speak up to what we need? Are you actually capable of speaking your truth? It's like, can I actually speak my truth and not feel triggered? You can be triggered by speaking your truth because you can then fall into people pleasing. Look in the mirror and look at yourself as if that is your child to take care of, as if that is someone you have to take care of as you would a child. You look after yourself now. When you're actually regulated, you're naturally soft because you have a pause in between trigger and regulate. You have the conscious awareness about it. You can stay soft. The only reason why you would not stay soft and let someone else harden your heart if you have allowed them to trigger you. Do you actually feel safe with yourself? Because the safety is what actually protects you. Like, that is what it is. When you don't feel safe in yourself, oh my gosh, you place so much on outside situations. People can knock your mood like that. Provide your own safety. Oh my God, I can't explain how important that is. Also, another thing with that, when you do that, you will trust yourself. You will begin to trust yourself, but it's not until you create the space and actually regulate and be that person for yourself that you'll be able to actually trust yourself. You won't be able to trust yourself or hear yourself if you're triggered and dysregulated by outside things, outside people, situations. When you're not, you allow us that space. You get triggered by other people's projections. This is where you fall victim and where you naturally go into defense mode or trigger mode. And that's when you want to harden your heart. You might seek revenge. You might seek anger, like real anger. You might be so upset. You can't comprehend because someone's actions is so hurtful and someone's words can be so hurtful and what someone does. But when you separate, it's truly, and you'll only see this when you regulate, a projection. Everyone is a projection of themselves. You don't see it when you're triggered because you don't have the space. There's no space. There is no space for that. You can't see it. You're blinded by it because the trigger kicks in. It's like a different part of your brain kicks in. What do I feel about people? Like, how do people make me feel? That's a great journal prompt. How do people make me feel? That will tell you everything. Where there is a wound in you, because the only reason why you'd want to harden your heart for the sake of a situation that's happened to you is because you are wounded or triggered. There's a trigger there. Your energy is everything. It's everything. Truly, listen in your heart after you've regulated. What do you truly want to leave people with? Because there is nothing worse than regret. Imagine you hardened your heart for someone else. Imagine the regret that would give you in the future. Imagine that. Like, imagine you harvested your energy in someone or in something else. Healing codependency. Now, codependency is something that comes from childhood. I feel that you'll have a feeling. It's a lot how you were parented, a lot how your attachment was and how you were shown love as a child. If you have codependency, that is a huge reason why you also feel like a victim to people doing things to you and feeling helpless and so upset. There's an inner void there which makes you want to put up a wall and harden yourself. Noticing your need and want to fix people, help people, people please, and most importantly, change people. If you have a tendency to change people, this is a huge sign of codependency. Waving in front of everyone's face. It's like, oh my gosh, like if you actually turn the mirror around, it's like, wow, what needs of mine were neglected? That I have this codependency and I feel I have power to change people. We don't have power to change people. Think about how hard it is to change yourself. You have no hope in trying to change other people. It's the worst use of energy. You're harvesting your energy into something else and it's physically draining out of you. You don't have energy left. This is literally why you can start to feel physical symptoms. It's not a joke. Guilt, need, want, fear, anxiety, judgmental, anger, resistance, and creates actual physical feelings. It creates it. Like there's no cause without an effect. Regain your most powerful energy source and you will understand you won't change anything by being hard. You're only resisting. Don't ever, ever, ever harden yourself. Like you have the kindest heart. So I have some mantras for you today. I am happy under this condition. Essentially, we want to become happy under these conditions that we're in at the moment. I bring peace to this condition. It's like creating peace with what is. You like release the need to change things. I feel ease under this condition. Flip it on its head and you want to change how hard something is to change, because the more we tell ourselves it's hard to change, the more it's not changing because you're resisting it. I am centered no matter what. Centered means really regulated and grounded in yourself so you can see things clearly and hear yourself. If you can't hear yourself, you're very susceptible to be triggered. I'm gonna leave that. If there's one thing I can say to you, if you're hurting right now, don't harden your heart, you will regret it. There is no reason why you don't have the strength in yourself. Rise and gain your energy back, your important energy that makes you you. You have projected into something else. You have good energy and you're projecting into a situation. Oftentimes what your energy is, you're projecting back, when actually that was just your energy, because your energy was so locked into that thing and it's so good. Your energy is like, wow, harvesting in something else and it's not ours anymore. But it is, but it's not, because it's physically actually drained into another thing. Don't harden your heart. Your heart is precious. There is so much strength in seeing the light and drawing your energy back to you. There is always a good reason for everything. There is a reason for this. There is a reason for your sadness right now or how you feel right now. There is a reason, there is a lesson in it. It is teaching you something. If you didn't need to learn this lesson, you would not be under this circumstance. There is something in this situation that is reflecting back something you need to heal. And that is key. And when you realize that, wow, this is actually working in my favor. You needed this. Like, this is part of it. It may hurt, it may sting, it may feel awful, but there is a reason in it. It is not pointless and you are not a victim. There is power in the circumstance. You will turn it into love. This whole account is dedicated to my inner child. I'm showing love to my inner child. If you want to join me on the journey and you want to love your inner little girl, then follow along. I'm going to be uncovering these topics. Please subscribe and I love you and I hope you're okay, and you can always message.